Hello, and welcome to the Joy Corner. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters. And the Joy Corner is all about mini lessons nowadays. It used to be about affirmations, and this time the mini lesson is about kind of how you know when you're trying to fix people. Fixing people is not something that people like to be on the other end of. If you're a teacher, you teach. If you're a fixer, you try and talk people into agreeing with your opinion because you think they need improvement. You need, and sometimes teachers do this because they're used to helping their students, so they try and help you as well. But the help doesn't feel like help. The help feels like somebody's pointing out your flaws all the time. And I've had people like this, and I don't understand why they go there, and they'll realize they do it, and then they go, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I do that. And then they'll do it again. And it's like you're going, I yeah, I know I'm not perfect, but I don't need somebody pointing at me all the time telling me what the problem is. So realize that if you're the one doing that, it's also annoying other people if you do it too much. And how do you know if you're doing it? Well, the first thing you'll realize is that you're giving opinions that haven't been asked for. You're giving opinions that are to make people better because you think you're helping them. You're giving them opinions about how to do something without asking. You're giving them opinions about how to dress better, how to find a better job, how to find a person that, to date, how to find this, how to do that. And you're getting all of this opinions and you're putting it out there and people start getting annoyed with you. That's kind of how you can tell people are getting annoyed. So, but the other thing is, not only do you offer these opinions, sometimes you may be asked for your opinion, and that's fabulous. That then give it. But you might, if you are offering without being asked, ask them first. Hey, I think I know a better way to do this or a better way to do that. Could I tell you about that? Or is that something you'd be interested in finding out about? Or I know this information. Would you be interested in a link to something that I've just heard about? Or unless you know the person's already into it, and then you just send the link and say, hey, I was just reading about this. It sounds really cool. Let me know if you agree, or what do you think, or nothing. Just send it off. But if it's something about how to do makeup better, for example, if they think you do horrible makeup, and they've told you, oh, you need to have better makeup, and you're going, well, thanks, but go away. I like the way I look. And they, start sending makeup tutorials or something, then you're going, they're trying to fix you, basically, because they don't think you're enough. They don't think you're good enough the way you are. And everybody can learn, everybody can grow. But it doesn't mean necessarily that it's a fine line between helping someone and trying to fix them. The difference is the other person and how they feel about it. You may have the same intention with one person and another. One person will feel like you're helping them. The other person will feel like you're trying to fix them because they aren't good enough. So it's hard to know sometimes, but there are certain things that will happen. You will notice that, hopefully, that you are, or you'll notice on other people, they're offering opinions without being asked. They are not just that, but they're like harping on something over and over and over again, where you've asked for their opinion and they give you the opinion, you go, oh, okay, but then they won't let the subject die. They keep coming back to it even when you change the subject, and you start to feel like they are telling you, you need to do this. You aren't good enough. Pay attention. I know what's right for you. And that may not be their intention at all, but that's what it feels like to somebody. So you just need to be aware of what you're doing if you're the one that's projecting some of this stuff. Because if you have people that are pulling away from you, you don't want that unless you don't want them in your life. You want a steady stream of back and forth of someone that will listen when you need it, someone who you will listen to. Hopefully, that's the kind of friendship you want. So, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you only do it with with the people that you're dealing with. I've noticed it in bosses. They might do it too, where they know because they tell their employees what they want them to do. So they may tell a friend or tell a spouse or tell a child. Well, child's a little different, but you may tell them what you think is best for them. And they're going, did I ask for that? Did I? And sometimes it's like, oh, what a great idea. The other person may love it. They may go, oh, that's a great idea. Thank you for bringing that up. And I've done that. Well, where 1 minute I felt like, what are they doing? Why are they saying this? And then they'll come up with some brilliant idea that I go, oh my God, that's fabulous. Thank you for telling me that. So you just don't know how the other person's going to take it. It could be great, but it's nice to preface whatever you're going to say if you're going to tell somebody they need to change. I have had people that say, I don't know if you're going to want to hear this or not. And it's like, it's not really the way to say it. It's like, I have an idea on maybe something you could change in the way you approach your job or in how to approach your boss. Or would you like to hear that? Is that something you'd be interested in hearing? Because sometimes people go, oh, yeah. But then they'll backpedal and go, oh, no, that's not going to work immediately. And I've done that. And I know I've done that because you feel attacked. You feel like you're not good enough and you can't do it. So you're a little fearful. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you'll backpedal when somebody says, yes, they want to hear something. So just be gentle, I guess is the word. If you're someone who is kind of in somebody's face and they look like they're trying to back off or they're getting uncomfortable or they're crying or doing something, stop for a second and just go, what am I doing? What am I saying? Why am I being so adamant? Why do I feel this person needs to hear this? Am I doing something because I know it and I feel like I need to be right? Am I doing it because I want to control what they're doing? Am I doing it because I think that they need to do this? Darn it. They need to be better at this so that they can have this because they could be so much better. They could be, have a better job. They could have a better home. They could, whatever it is, better relationship. If they did it my way, that's not who that person is necessarily. That's not what the other person would be comfortable doing. So your opinion is fabulous for you. It may not work for them. So be willing, if someone tries to change a subject, to let it go. Realize they might be doing it on purpose and give yourself permission to not have to be right all the time. To not, and that's one of my bigger issues. So that's why I'm putting that one out there. You don't have to be in control. It's hard when you have kids not to want to be in control of them. But when they get to be a certain age, you can tell them what you think or tell them, this is stuff that I've been through, but they're not going to listen. They have to go through their own stuff. So if they're learning lessons and they can listen to you, that's great. But most kids need to just do it themselves and figure it out on their own. And they may go back and go, oh, I remember mom said that. I hardly ever listened. Or I remember dad said that. I never listened to them. So yeah, it's hard with kids. I don't have kids, but I've seen other people do it. And I totally get that. As a parent, you want to protect them. You want to save them. You want them to not go through what you did if you have issues that you want them to be able to learn about. It doesn't always work. And I'd say it probably doesn't work a lot because kids really do need to learn on their own. But it doesn't mean you can't try and help them. But when it comes to friends and spouses and other family members and, coworkers, I mean, you can tell people what you want and maybe tell them your story and why you think this is the best idea is helpful. But just be aware that if you are trying to fix someone, that you're going to get responses that you need to be, if you're giving any kind of opinion at all or telling somebody how to do something, be aware. Be totally present in the moment and not stuck in your head trying to think about all the things you should be telling them. Because you're not going to be aware that you might be hurting someone's feelings, that you're making them feel like they aren't good enough or they're not whatever enough. They're not enough because you're telling them that they need to change because at depth they're not a good person. I mean, they could feel all this stuff and you don't even mean any of it. It's not an intention you have. You just want to help. And helping is fabulous. It's a wonderful intention. The problem is the way the other person takes it. So all I'm asking is that if you think, if you start giving opinions, even if they've asked for it, be more present and aware of how the other person is feeling. Because that is the whole connection to them. If you want to have a connection to them, because it could make all sorts of things happen and have something that was just an opinion all of a sudden starts building into this really big thing that you end up having this conversation that doesn't work. And neither one of you was happy. They didn't want to hear it and you wanted to tell them and you were pounding a little too hard. So just be more present. I think that's the best thing. No matter what you say, and maybe preface it not with something like, well, you may not want to hear this, or this may make you unhappy, or none of those kind of things. If you feel like they'll make them unhappy and you shouldn't say it, and that's how you want to preface it, use your inside voice and go, maybe I shouldn't say that. Use that filter because you maybe maybe it shouldn't be something you say at all. But I've had somebody say that to me. One person specifically said it over and over. You may not want to hear this, or this might hurt your feelings, and it was like my brain went, why is he saying it then? Why do they even bring this up? Keep it inside your head. This is not helpful. Start with a different beginning and ask them, I have something about this thing, this subject. Can I bring that up to you if you aren't sure and you're afraid that you're going to start fixing because it's your habit? Ask a different way. And if they ask for your opinion, give it and then maybe check in with them and see how they're doing. There's all sorts of ways to do it. But just to being aware is the biggest, and staying fully present while you're talking to somebody who might take it the wrong way. And if they have in the past, you'll go, that's the person I need to check in with. That's the person I need to maybe, and it's not speak your truth. It's speak it in a way that's kinder, that's gentler, and instead of maybe making the other person feel attacked or put upon, because gentler and kinder is what your intention probably is. It's just not coming across that way sometimes. So be aware and really give yourself permission to do everything with the kindness and love that you probably feel inside. I know you can do it. It's something that feels a little awkward at first, but you can do it. Until next week, thank you so much for joining me here. Please subscribe if you like what you hear and click the bell notification if you want to know when the next video comes out. It's usually around 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and that's going to be on Sundays. This Joy Corner comes out every other week, and there's a ton of them back there of affirmations and meditations and all sorts of things that you can listen to if you're so inclined. Until next week, thank you for joining me.